In this video, we will develop the business model layer. The metadata in this layer bridges the user view to the physical database. More importantly, it defines metadata that allows the BI server to dynamically handle end-user requests. It determines how to create physical SQL queries and combine data sets from different databases. You can say this is the heart of Oracle BI analytics. The fundamental structure we will create is based on a dimensional data model concept. We discussed this concept in the data warehouse video. The concept used here is the same, but the purpose is a bit different. The data warehouse defines a storage structure for dimensional data. It prepares the database for analytic querying. The RPD defines querying rules known as dimensional metadata. It prepares a BI system to generate correct queries against the database. The major objects we will create are fact logical tables, dimensional logical tables, hierarchies, and levels. Continue from the last video. Right-click the blank area in the business layer. Choose New Business Model. In the Property dialog box, name it Sale History BM for Business Model. Click OK. The new business model is created. Expand the physical database, Sale History DB, and SH schema. Hold the Control key, multi-select the following physical tables: channels, customers, products, profits, promotions, times. Drag the selection into the new Sale History BM business model. Release the mouse button. The selected objects are imported into the business model. Click on the Save button and confirm the consistency check. You will get a fail message. This is okay. We haven't completed all the steps yet. Click Yes, click Close. The Sale History BM is marked with this red stop sign icon temporarily. This is because of the consistency check. It will be validated in later steps. The tables listed here are called logical tables. The profits is a fact table, marked with a different icon, and the others are dimension tables. The admin tool detects fact and dimension tables based on the joins defined in the physical layer. Right-click Profits, choose Business Model Diagram, Full Diagram. This is the logical star schema. The logical schema is an abstraction of the schema in the physical layer. The physical schema is the view of the database. The logic schema is a view of business objects. Both are important in runtime query processing. In our case, which is a simple scenario, the logical joins are one-to-one inherited from the physical layer. Double-click on one of the joins. The logical join property dialog pops up. As you see, the look is a bit different from the physical join property. Here in the business layer, it doesn't specify the join column. The join column is implied in the physical layer. It does specify the driving table, the type of join, and the cardinality. These definitions will help the BI server to generate accurate SQL queries. For us, the default settings are good. Click Cancel. Close the diagram. The main goal when developing a BI system is to let business users create reports by themselves. The model should be clear and easy to understand. Having said that, one thing to do first is to clean the tables and columns so only necessary business names are present. Expand the channels table. We want only the following columns for the business: channel class, channel description, channel ID. So select all the other columns, right-click the selection and choose Delete. Confirm Yes. Please note we are not deleting the columns physically. We are only removing the columns from the logical view. Next, I will do the other dimension tables. Please follow the side note for the columns to keep and delete the rest of the columns. I will speed up and come back to you. The last table to clean is profits. The profits table is a fact table. For fact tables, the general approach is to keep the measure columns and remove the foreign key columns. The foreign key columns are usually not needed for the user to see. Expand the profits table. Keep the following measure columns: amount sold, quantity sold, total cost, unit price. Select the other columns and delete. Click on the Save button. Skip the consistency check. Next thing to make the model cleaner is to rename tables and columns so they are more business user-friendly. We want the names to be more like plain English. Click the profits table name. Pause a second. Click it again. The name is highlighted for renaming. Rename to profits. Click anywhere in a white area to complete the renaming. We can rename tables and columns one by one like this. There's a lot of work. Fortunately, the software comes with a tool to help speed up this effort. Select all the columns under Profits. Right-click the selection. Choose Rename Wizard. In the upper box, select the following entries in sequence and add to the lower box. All text lowercase. Change each occurrence of underscore into a space. First letter for each word capital. Click Next. Confirm the choices and click Finish. All columns are renamed at once. Let's do the same thing to all the tables and columns. Okay, we have renamed all items to a better format. You can adjust individual names to fit the business requirements. It is a common practice to prefix the dimension in fact tables so you can tell easily whether it is a dimension or a fact. We will refine the table names as channels as dim channels. Customers, dim customers. Products, dim products. Promotions, dim promotions. Times, dim times. Profits, fact profits. As you see, the tables are sorted accordingly. In the Times table, rename Time ID to Date. This is actually a date column. Date is clearer for reporting. We will also rename these few columns to remove the excessive calendar. Highlight the columns and bring up the Rename wizard. Select Change Specific Text. Find Calendar and replace with blank. Click Add. The wizard will do this replacing for all selected names. Click Next. Click Finish. We will leave the rest of the names as they are. The next thing we want to do is to add more columns to the customer table. The customers dimension is actually a snowflake structure. Customers live in countries and regions. We want to do analysis based on customer, countries, and regions. However, these columns are not directly available in the customer table. Let's examine where the data comes from in the physical layer. Move to the Sale History DB and SH schema. Select Countries, Customers, and Profits. Right-click the selection and go Physical Diagrams, Selected Objects Only. As you see, profits references customers, and customers references the countries. Countries table provides country name and country region columns. Because there is a join in the physical layer, we can add the countries columns to the customer's logical table in the business layer. Here is how we do this. Close the diagram. Move to the customer's logical table. Expand the sources folder. What you see here is the LTS, logical table source. Each logical table must have a data source from the physical layer. This physical source is called LTS. Here we see the customers. The logical table can have one or more LTS. When you have multiple LTS, the admin tool joins them together into one single logical table. Since we want to have columns from the countries table, we need to add a second LTS. Expand the countries table at the physical layer. Select country name and country region columns. Drag them into the customers table at the business layer. Release. You see the two columns are added, and the second LTS is also added. Rename the two new columns so they are consistent with business layer. Double-click on the Customers table. The Properties dialog box pops up. In the General tab, reorder the columns. Click the name header to order alphabetically, and then select individual column or columns and use the up-down arrow button to adjust the order. We will use the region, countries, city, customer first name, customer last name a lot. So move them on the top. Click OK. You can decide if you want to reorder the other columns. I would like to reorder the times column a little, put the year on top. We will use year most. Click on the Save button. Click Yes for the consistency check. We still have the same error we've seen before. As long as no other errors are shown, we are good at this point. Click Yes. Click Close. Now we are halfway through the business layer. We will build hierarchies and computed fields in the next video.